This video is brought to you by America First Insight. Help support the growing conservative movement by becoming a member today. And if you want to support this channel, you can also use the code REAL when becoming a member. Thank you and enjoy the video. As many of you have probably seen or heard by now, there was a brand new poll that was released by Pew Research a couple days ago, and my goodness, this took the world by storm. As according to Pew Research, which is a pollster that some people respect, I don't have the biggest issues with them, but still not perfect. Either way, according to them, they found that President Trump is below water by so much that right now it's negative 22. Yeah, Pew Research out of nowhere found, yeah, Trump's approval has crashed so much that he's below water by 22 points. He's not even cracking 40% anymore. It's all over. Everyone's dooming. Everyone's saying it's over for the orange man. And I really want to talk about Trump's job approval. And I did make a video on this a couple days ago, but I really want to go into detail what's really going on here. Because when you look at the polling average, and for whatever reason, a lot of people, they're not looking at the average. They're looking at the individual polls. And I know there's some really bad polls out there, I get that. But go to the RCP average right now, and you will find that Trump's approval is at -6. That's it. Not -15, not -20 like some pollsters are claiming. In fact, you take out the big outliers, especially Pew Research, Reuters, Yahoo News, you know, the huge outliers that even are outliers to other left-leaning pollsters like CNBC. You take them out of the average, and Trump's below water. Yeah, I've said that many times before. He probably is, but not for the reason some people think he is. But not by 15 or 20 points. It's closer to -3, -4, somewhere in that range, which compared to earlier this term, yeah, it's not that good. Back in February and January, he was positive and above 50%. Right now, he's below water, and if you factor that out, probably closer to 47, maybe 48%, depending on the pollster. But again, just compare his first term, that's significantly better. Back in August of 2017, Trump was below water by 17 points. Right now, it's -6. So even look at the average itself, that's an 11-point swing, closer to 12 to 13 points, depending on who you take out. Either way, Trump is below water, but not by 22 points. I really want to talk about why polls like this are absolutely ridiculous, and why Trump's approval is going down in some areas, but not for the reason some people think it is. Some people think it's all because of the Epstein stuff, because of stuff like that, and that's part of it. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's just look at this poll because, my goodness, did they even try with this poll? I mean, for starters, look at this right here. Look at high school less, which is Trump's main base. Voters without any kind of college degree whatsoever. According to them, he's at -15. In what universe? I don't care what you think about Trump. In what universe is Trump below water that much with high school or less? And let's get going. Look at Republican voters. According to Pew Research, 25% of Republicans are saying they disapprove of President Trump. 25%. There might be some people upset with Trump, not a quarter of the party. That is ridiculous. You look more at this. I mean, this is insane. Men are below water by 13. Young people, -33. And the funniest one is, according to Pew Research, Trump is more unpopular with Hispanics right now than he was back in 2016. Really? No one's going to question this. In fact, there's a bunch of people saying, oh, this is proof that Trump's approval's collapsing. It's all over. Just use common sense for 5 seconds. It's probably below water, not by 40 or 50 points. This is absurd. I'm getting sick and tired of these same shitty pollsters coming out of nowhere to drop this crap. And you know what? Let's look at Pew Research's poll from 2024. It was relatively speaking accurate, but still, they overstated Harris's support, especially with Hispanics and young voters. Notice anything? It's as if the groups that they're overseeing the most with Harris are the same groups that are magically having this insane surge for Democrats or whatever. In fact, their latest national poll before this one, it was -19. But you look at the swings and you realize something. These swings don't add up to a 3-point drop off in a month. They just don't. In fact, Hispanics got more favorable for Trump. Black voters stay the same. But white voters swung 3 points against Trump. Young people magically swung 6 points. It's absurd. Even by some miracle, the Republican vote share barely shifted. Yet in 1 month, it swung 3 to 4 points against Trump. It's insane. That's the only way to put it. These approval numbers are bullshit. But there is some truth in saying that, yes, Trump's approval has gone down. That's not me being a doomer or whatever. That's just me being a realist. Yeah, more than likely, Trump's job approval has gone down. No shit. The very good pollsters like Qantas Insights, they're finding that Trump's below water by roughly 3 to 4 points. Which, that's basically margin of error. That's, not terrible. But still, it's not where Trump should be at. And there's a bunch of reasons why. In fact, Qantas Insights, a couple days ago, released this poll, and they looked more into why Trump's going down, at least a little bit more into it. And they found some fascinating findings, because the whole argument from a lot of people for why Trump's going down is because of Epstein, because the war in Israel, which I'm not denying, especially with young people. Maybe that's causing some kind of shift against President Trump. But come on, guys. You're going to tell me with a straight face that 15% of Trump voters that voted for him in 2024, that they disapprove of him? Really? Especially look at young people. According to Pew Research, among Trump 2024 voters, a third of young people are saying, yeah, we disapprove of Trump. In fact, I guarantee you, if you just look at 18 to 24 in this poll, they would probably claim, 70% of young people, they hate Trump now, at least those that voted for him. It's bullshit. There's so many issues with it, but the whole argument is, yeah, his numbers with younger people have gone down, but they've been saying it's because of Epstein. It's because of the war in Israel, which, yes, for younger people, these issues are a bit more important. I'm not denying that. I'm still pissed off with the Epstein stuff too. But to claim that this is the number one reason is delusional. That's crazy. It might make some people unhappy, and they might say, oh, Trump's not doing the best right now. But that doesn't mean they hate his guts or whatever. That doesn't mean they're not going to vote Republican or whatever. That's insane to say that. No. I believe it's because of the economy. In fact, Qantas Insights, I pulled their poll right here. They do a great job at this. They looked at the numbers, and they found some fascinating things. For example, Trump's economic approval is actually getting better. His approval has actually swung in a positive direction. But there's a big catch to this. They found out that inflation and personal finances for voters have gotten worse since Trump took office. Yeah, so 50% said worse for inflation, and a 27% said worse financial situation. And take a guess who these voters are that are more likely to say inflation's a bigger issue. They think inflation's hitting them harder. It's going to be younger people. It's going to be younger people because they want to buy a house, they want to get a good job, and right now, yeah, the economy is slowly starting to get going. It's still not that good, especially for young people. In fact, a little while ago, there's a study that got revealed that, yeah, there are currently more home buyers, or people trying to buy a house right now, that are old, like 70 plus, than there are people that are below the age of 35. That's not a misquote. That's real. That means that there's more people that are like 75 years old trying to buy a house right now than people that just enter the workforce. Do you see the problem here? Of course, the economic condition is going to impact younger people the most. And that's why a lot of them are upset with Trump. Not by a 50-point swing, that's insane. But I can see some voters saying, inflation's gotten worse in some areas. And Trump is the president right now. He's not doing enough to solve it, which I agree with. I think he has to do more to solve inflation. So they're going to blame him. I mean, 54% of voters said inflation and cost of living are the #1 issues for 2026. And I guarantee you, basically all of that is younger people or middle-aged people. That's what they care about the most. They want to buy a house. They want to just be able to live. And right now, it's not happening. Now, the crazy thing is Trump's approval on the economy got better. And I believe it goes two ways where, yeah, the current conditions look like shit, and that's why a lot of people are bailing on him, which they're really not. They're just saying they disapprove the inflation stuff. But at the same time, I believe that Trump is actually seen more positively lately because we're getting more investments. The future of the American economy looks good in some areas. Not all perfect, but that's why I think his job approval is going up. But it's at least with the economy. Because people are saying, yeah, the future is looking bright. Apple's investing a bunch of money. Nvidia, all that, they're giving us a bunch of money also. This is a big win for Americans. Problem is, those investments don't really go into effect until next year. If that. I mean, it might be 2 years from now. Do you see the problem here? People want to see results, and that's why they're saying, we're not a fan of Trump right now. The Epstein stuff, yes. For some voters, sure. But outside of for a week or two in the middle of June and July, do you really think 35% of Trump voters that are younger are bailing on Trump because of Epstein now in the middle of August? Really? I call bullshit. I really believe it's because of inflation and personal finances. And I think they even said that, yeah, they're worried about the economy. That's what people are worried about the most. If you get the economy resolved, you're going to win 2026. You're going to have a very high job approval. You get that solved, you're winning. Just right now, it's not happening, which is not good. And that's a big reason why his approval has gone down. The real reason, not this bullshit, oh, Trump and Epstein. Maybe for a week or two in August or July and June, fine. But right now, no, that's BS. It's the economy. If it sucks, especially for young people, they're going to say, screw this, I'm not happy with the state of the economy right now. But I also have an alternate theory for why Trump's approval is going down, especially with younger people. And some people are going to say this sounds crazy, but I actually got numbers to back this up. Everybody knows this, but for those that live under a rock, the Republican Party to this day is still surging in voter registration. And not just in 1 or 2 states, across the board, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, New Jersey, all these states, whether it's a very Republican state or very Democrat or a swing state, they're surging everywhere. Yeah, some months here and there for a state like Nevada, it might look okay for Dems, but that's because some counties had to fix their voter rolls or whatever. But outside of that, it's consistently Republican every single month. And you look at who is actually going Republican, it's younger people. It's younger people. It's Hispanic voters. They are becoming more and more Republican over time. In fact, there are some states that do pre-registration, which means voters that, or I shouldn't say voters, but soon-to-be voters that are age 16 or 17, they can register early. And the numbers we're getting out of Colorado of all states, not a Republican state, this is Colorado. This is a very Democrat state, getting more Democrat every single year. Theoretically, should be the one state Democrats gain in. Well, again, these numbers are a little bit older, but still, you can look up the current numbers right now, and you're going to find the same trend. It might have slowed down a little bit, but still, this is Colorado. And according to the numbers, these pre-registered voters, people that are 16 or 17 years old, Republicans out-registered Democrats 515 to 211 in January, February, and March of this year. Now, of course, that slowed down. That was right after the election. But still, this indicates that, hold on, there's something going on here, especially with younger people. These trends from 2024, they're not slowing down. In fact, they're accelerating in some areas. I know this was earlier, but still, the numbers we got in June, July, the months that supposedly had this magical collapse, we did not see a Democrat surge or a Republican collapse anywhere. We didn't see any of that. We saw the opposite. And my theory is, and this is one possibility, is so many young people are becoming Republicans or leaving the Democrat Party that these polls are not accounting for that. It's like, it's such a huge shift overnight that it's going to take a while for these polls to realize, oh, wait a minute, these voters, they're not Democrats now. They're independents. So what's happening is they're using the same data they were beforehand, which is already questionable. And now these groups like Hispanics, younger voters, these groups that swung heavy to the right in 2024 and continuing the trends after the election, they've suddenly collapsed for Trump. Even though voter registration, which is not everything, but a good indicator, a good trend, is showing no, Republicans are actually doing even better with Hispanics and younger voters. What do you think's going on here? My theory is, yeah, they're not accounting for that. They haven't caught up to the fact that, oh wait, these young people, they are getting so Republican so fast that the Democrat voters that we are polling right now, they're the types that are like, they're going to vote Democrat no matter what. It's a vote blue no matter who crowd. But they're taking over these former Democrats that became independents. And they have not accounted for that whatsoever, from what I can tell. Because why else would Hispanics and young people have this magical collapse when the voter registration is showing the opposite? Again, I could be wrong, but I'm fascinated to see if a pollster can look into this. Like, hey, what's really going on with Hispanics? What's going on with young people? Because this idea that they suddenly became Democrats, there's nothing in the real world to back this up. Nothing. No voter registration numbers anywhere indicate this magical collapse. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.